Hi, I'm Shama with Thai Healing Massage Academy. Welcome to Thai Massage Tips and Tricks. Today I have a very interesting tip for you. First of all, let me tell you how this came about. I've been working for quite some time actually on a couple of men who are big, fairly stiff, and both of them have lower back issues. I've been working on them sometimes for an hour just on their back. And I noticed that after a while, I try to use my elbows and my knees, but still, even with partial use of my hands, they just get tired. And my fingers start hurting from working on big people like that. So I came up with the idea of using a tool which I have been using on myself before actually. And it has a name which is not a very good name, but it's called a massage hammer. It really has nothing to do with a hammer. There are different versions of those things. This is one. They have several kinds of attachments here. Like this one is a two-prong vibrating attachment, and they generally all have infrared heat lamps. I'll show you another one. This one has exchangeable parts, so you just unscrew them. This is just like a ball cut in half. This one here has 5 protruding points, and this attachment has just 1 protruding point. Very easy to change. You just screw them back on. Takes a few seconds, and you get different effects with them. They have normally 2 settings, slow and fast. That's how they sound, just a gentle buzzing. Now, you wouldn't believe it, I paid $10 for this one on a border town right between China and Burma, where you get a lot of cheap Chinese import goods. I've had several of them. I've had one that I paid I think $20 for. I've had it for 2 years. Anyway, this one was $10. You can find them, I've even seen them on Amazon, but if you just Google massage hammer, you'll find them. You might pay anywhere between $30 and $100. It doesn't really help if they are very fancy. They just need the basic function and they work just fine. There are some higher wattage models, they cost more, some that have additional features, but as long as they do the basic vibrating, they work fine. So I've tried this on my clients and they really like it. One of the big reasons is that they have this infrared heat lamp. So if you work on someone for a while, the heat really penetrates into the muscle. It feels very good for the client, and this vibrating ball here does really a great job of loosening up tight muscles. So it's a win-win situation. My client really appreciates the heat because I cannot generate this heat with my hands, and they get an additional effect of that deep penetrating heat and the gentle loosening up, and it is not a painful thing at all. It feels very good, and the advantage for me is I save my hands. If I do a long intense back session, I just don't have that stress on my hands. The technique is quite simple. I'll show you how it works. So you turn the machine on, buzzes a little bit. Now the most important thing is you always have to keep 3 fingers, index, middle and ring fingers, right on the spine. Actually, I'm going to turn it off, we don't have to hear it. You always keep those fingers on the spine, and the reason is you don't ever want to get with that vibrating machine on the spine. It would be painful, obviously. The other place where you don't want to get on is once you get to the middle or upper back, you don't want to get on the ribs or on the shoulder blades. So therefore the technique looks like this. On the lower back, you can go in and out. I use 3 techniques. You can only do that on the lower back because there is no bones here, no ribs. Once you get to the middle back and to the upper back, you cannot do this anymore. Then you need another technique, and that one is just going up and down. You're mostly on the erector muscles, these 2 two groups of muscles. They run all the way down from the neck down to the hip, right parallel to the spine. So you can either just move the machine up and down, or you can speed it up and then you end up with some kind of a wiggling motion, which also feels quite nice. The third technique that I use is just doing circles. That works also best on the lower back because you cover a wider area and there are no bones. You can also speed it up, make a small circle, kind of a wiggly type motion. But once you get to the middle or upper back, then you should just use that technique of going up and down, close to your fingers, so the fingers are your safety mechanism that you won't ever hit any bone. So overall, my clients, they request me to use this. They say, oh, can you put the heat on? It feels good for them. It's an additional service. It is an interesting novelty approach to work on someone in a Thai massage session. It enables you to save your hands, and that is especially important if you are, let's say, a female therapist. You weigh 100, 110 pounds, and someone comes in, a big man who weighs 180, 190 pounds, and they want you to do a good back massage session. Well, you really cause trouble with your hands, but this will allow you to do it. The other benefit is that you can use those machines on yourself. I use this machine quite regularly, and I generally work on my abdomen and on the soles of my feet. So it is has multi-purposes for clients and for yourself. If you want to invest in those machines, it might enable you to work on more clients and on clients who otherwise you just couldn't handle.